Hello, beautiful subscribers. How are you? I am so happy to have you as subscribers on my channel. And so I'm going to be creating monthly readings just for you. So my intention at the time that I'm recording this particular reading, there are 360 of you. So I have asked Spirit to help me hone in on that particular energy. Of course, it is still a general reading because there are 360 of you with varying signs, varying natal charts, and whatnot. However, I do trust that there may be something here for you, and this is just an extra bonus reading as a thank you for you. And please help me to continue grow this channel, whether it's by letting your friends know about it or forwarding videos to friends and whatnot. With that said, my beautiful subscribers, 360 of you as of right now, as I'm recording this, I am going to ask Spirit, what is the most important messages? What are the most important messages that you need to hear at this time? It may be general, it may be love. I don't know. We don't know what's going to come out. We're going to see. However, we're going to get started with this particular oracle, the Sacred Creators Oracle, and I'm going to ask Spirit to give me the card or cards from this oracle deck that are the most important messages that you need to hear at this time, my beautiful subscribers. All right, let's see. Spirit, what is the most important message from the Sacred Creator Oracle deck? Okay, you already got your message. All right, let's see. All right, beautiful subscribers. The message is cozy up with risk. Ooh-wee. And I'm going to find that. The number of this card is 61. 61 adds to 7 in numerology, and 7 is all about spirituality. Let's see. All right. Cozy up with risk. Fearless pursuit of your dreams and ability to successfully manage calculated and uncalculated risk, pushing past fear, new opportunities, creative expansion of what's possible. Ooh, let me reread that. Creative expansion of what's possible. Learning to control the monkey mind. Learning to bless fear and move ahead anyway. Focusing on the goal. All right, let's read the interpretation. Risk is inevitable when you are pursuing your dreams. So go on, cozy up and get to know each other. Risk is a little bit like a campfire. Both need to be watched and tended carefully. Neither should be feared. And respect and responsibility are part of the deal. And just as a campfire can be a magical catalyst for 100 wonderful stories, risk can be the catalyst for 100 realized dreams. Encountering risk means you are aware, pushing boundaries and innovating. And you are bravely trying new things, testing ideas and living. Trust that your reward will be waiting for you when you take your leap of faith, and that you'll find your soft landing in love, in your investments, or in your creations. This is a catalyst for something better. You are working toward an extraordinary life, and the only way to arrive passes right by the warm, inevitable glow of the unknown. I trust that that resonates for most of you. Definitely resonates with me. All right, so let's get started here with the reading. Oh, what deck should we use? Okay, I'll start traditional and then we'll layer. And then we're going to end the reading with like a self-care card. Like, what is the most important thing that needs to be tended to in your own personal life for self-care, my beautiful subscribers? All right, so let's start with, what are some potential challenges? Because remember, I'm reading for subscribers only, but for the month of May. So we're in mid-May here, right? So this is your reading for mid-May. Your next reading for subscribers only will be mid-June, and so forth. All right, so it's kind of nice right now to have a subscriber read because it's smaller, right? Smaller channel for now. Hopefully I'll grow. But you know, it's nice because it gets to get honed in a little bit more, the message, the subscriber message. All right, so dear Spirit, what What are the challenges here that my current subscribers here need to be aware of for this mid-month through, let's say, mid-June timeframe? What are some potential challenges, blocks, that kind of thing? Let's get 3 cards for them. And then I'm going to pull, I think I know what I want. Let's see, let's start here. 3 cards for our subscribers, please. Potential challenges. And then we're going to talk about how to tackle them. Maybe some advice, yeah? Because remember, this is not a love or general, this is not love, career. We're going to see what happens. All right, 3 cards, please. Ooh, the moon. Ooh, okay. Going back to that original message, the unknown, getting comfortable with the unknown. Okay, more, one more. Yeah. Subscribers. Okay, so we got the moon, the 4 of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. It ties back in with that oracle that we have, the getting comfortable with the unknown and the risks. You know, the unknown that comes with risks or new risks that we take, right? Totally ties into it, because here we have the moon. The moon is all things unknown, right? Or the things that that are still kind of unfolding for us. And right next to that, we have the 4 of Cups. So the challenge for you, beautiful subscriber, here is making sure that you don't check out, or that is what I want to use. Check out is actually what keeps coming. Making sure that you don't check out or retreat unnecessarily from a situation, whether it's career, love, whatever it is for you, because of the fear of the unknown or because you don't have all the information. And it's okay to be at the beginning stages of any specific type of knowledge, right? Because here when we have the Page of Pentacles is something tangible. So what I'm picking up here, subscribers, is that for the majority of you, there's a situation happening. This is going to be different for all of you. It can be career, love, what have you. That it's either in the beginning stages or you're not necessarily seeing a big return yet. So for those of you that this is love, you're in a situation that has so many unknowns, and you're starting to question yourself on whether or not you should check out of this, or whether or not you should tune it out or almost lose interest. And be careful with that, because then that turns into some kind of complacency. I'm hearing that very clearly, is that there's this feeling of, in a matter in your life where something is just starting out, there's not a lot of information, and you're almost tempted to throw in, either you're tempted to throw in the towel, but I keep hearing complacency. So there is something here. Woo! Okay, so let me back up. There's a group of you here who are in committed relationships, committed positions at work, that, you know, when you have been in something so long, whether it's a relationship, a job, or whatever, and you think you know everything about them, that you start to take it for granted, or you think you know everything about a situation, and then later on, years later, someone suddenly ups and leaves, right? Because they didn't feel valued, or an employer lets you go, or what have you, because they didn't feel that you were that interested. Well, it's not that you were not interested, it's that there's a potential here to hit complacency. So what I'm picking up here, dear subscribers, for a big majority of you, there's something in your current lives that you're starting to get complacent in, because you think you know everything. And the truth is that you do not know everything about that situation. There is still more that you can learn from your partner, your spouse, the craft that you do, the work that you do. Some of you are taking for granted the work that you do, whether it's creative, whether it's a 9-to-5. It's almost like this feeling of you know it all, and you're growing complacent. So here you're being encouraged to look at something the way you would look at it in the beginning stages. So whether it's a relationship, let's say it's a relationship, stepping back and looking at your spouse or partner, significant other, the way that you looked at, the way you viewed them in your early days of dating and getting to know them, or making sure that you value them again in that way, right? When, in the beginning, when we're not sure if we're going to be in someone's life, if they're going to choose us or not, you have gotten comfortable in something here. That could go back to your work life. So for those of you where this is not a love thing, it's a work situation. It can also be with your children. There are some of you here who need to have more conversations with your child. Some of you have teenagers here I'm picking up on. Whatever this is for you, my beautiful subscriber, it's a feeling of hitting complacency, and not intentionally. This is not intentional. This is like you just kind of slipped into it. And you slipped into it because things are going well. Things are going well. Status quo, though, right? Nothing breaks things apart more than status quo. And that's what's happening here. So the advice, actually, I'm going to pull, let me see, what do I want to, let me get, what is, I'm going to do this. Let's clarify. By the way, this complacency can always also be complacency towards yourself. So if this doesn't apply for you with love, career, what have you, take a good look at yourself in the mirror. And not for the aesthetic reasons, but like just to have a conversation with yourself. And ask yourselves, in what way have you taken yourself for granted? We take ourselves for granted as well. So in what ways have we taken for granted how well our body moves when we work out? Have we been giving our body what it needs, right? Are we still treating it? Are we taking it for granted? There's an element here of taking something for granted, falling into complacency, and we need to go back and look at it from the eyes of a beginner, That's what I want to say. Even in your craft or your profession or your creative, is there something in that element that you can go back and maybe relearn the ABCs of it? You know how sometimes we get so good at something that we forget the basics, and the basics are really where it's at? That thing. Like your spouse probably loves chocolate. When was the last time you got your spouse some chocolate just on your way back from work? Just because. That kind of thing. It's the small things that make a huge difference. All right, so let's see if there's some clarifiers here. Or subscribers. What are some clarifiers? I'll give you a hint on how to find what you've grown complacent in, and it's something that feels very easy. Like so easy, like brushing our teeth every morning. We just get up and we do it, right? Just so easy. Yeah. That's how we know. Okay, so yeah. There is a feeling here this complacency is causing harm somewhere. So whether it is the person that we are maybe taking for granted because we don't, again, beautiful subscriber, this does not feel intentional. This just feels like the day-to-day things that we do with life, right? There is a sense here that if we don't turn this around, like it's basically like we got to turn this complacency into the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is someone that can be relied on. Someone who says what they mean and means what they say. Someone who steps up and takes the responsibility when responsibility is needed. Someone who gives stability, constancy, consistency. And more importantly, someone who shows up with interest. Someone who rolls up their sleeve and gets the job done, right? Rather than just sit back and be complacent. Because this whole, now, because here's the thing, sometimes we fall into complacency and we don't realize it, but the other person, the receiver of it, whether it's your employer, your employees, your family, your children, your spouse, your lover, whatever it is for you, we may not realize that we're doing it, right? But the recipients of it feel the weight of it. And here you have this situation with the moon and the Ten of Swords where it is afflicting someone. It's like you're what this energy is showing me is like you're unaware. You are unaware that this is affecting someone in your life. This lack of zest in a particular area. And again, you may think it all is well because things are so easy and smooth, right? So that's a clue, right? That's a clue. And that's not to say that we have to freak out every time something's going smooth, something wrong is happening, right? No, it's how are you approaching that ease? Are you approaching that ease with complacency? Or are you approaching that ease with gratitude and adding stimulation to that ease by showing up even more with love and energy, whether it's your work or your relationship, you see? Because sometimes it gets so easy. Are you just showing up at home at the end of the day knowing that your lovely spouse is so good to you and you just go, you turn on the TV and you don't really converse because things are fine? Well, and that's where complacency happens, right? So here, the Page of Pentacles is clarified by the Lovers. And the Lovers in this situation is more so to do with the choices that we have. So really looking at things from, again, from a beginner's mind, right? But also being open to new avenues of doing things with the Lovers here, because the Lovers representing choices, it can potentially, that new beginner mindset can potentially be about being open to doing things differently, doing new things. This can include hobbies. This can include a new way of doing your work or allowing younger energy to teach you how to do that. There is an emphasis here of allowing youthfulness into something. That can be, that youthfulness into something can literally be infusing and injecting a youthful vibe into your relationship, like doing more hobbies, having fun, or it can be allowing youthful ways of thinking, like newer technology, newer ways of creating your work in the workspace and whatnot. For those of you who have children, maybe you've stopped playing with your children. Maybe there's something that you can infuse here. Nevertheless, though, you do have an opportunity here to turn this around, because what I'm seeing here is it's in the beginning stages of complacency. So it doesn't feel like it's out of control. It feels like you can steer the ship here, beautiful subscribers. So let's get some advice. Let's get some advice for you and then close this out with another oracle card. Okay, so for our subscribers, what is the advice on how to handle this situation? What is the advice? Also, though, I will say, whoever the recipient is of this energy, whether it's your employer, your employees, what have you, your children, whatever, they're also not being honest with you. about that. Or they may not know how to communicate that something's missing for them, or that they're feeling like some complacency has taken place. All right. So you got the Hierophant, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the Three of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. And remember, we got the King of Pentacles, which is the pair to the Queen of Pentacles. So for some of you, this is a long-term committed relationship, but because it's Pentacles, it can be a long-term relationship with your employer. Like maybe you've been at your specific position for a very long time, because there's that pair. So there's this a union there. There's a sacredness there. There's a connection there. And with the Hierophant beginning the advice, it does confirm here that for a lot of you, it is about your marriages with the Hierophant, but it also is about your leadership skills, or that which you lead in either the corporate world or in your businesses, okay? The advice here with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse right next to the Hierophant is not to be afraid to move that committed situation, whether it's your employment, your relationship, not to be afraid to move it into something more celebratory. Getting out of that stubborn, methodical feel. It's like there's an urge here, subscribers, to get out of your elemental, slow to convince, stubborn, doing things the way you're used to doing things, basically. There's a need to do that for the sake of your committed relationships here, or your committed livelihood. So that would mean your work, the work that you're doing. And with the Three of Cups here, there is definitely a need to bring celebration to the table, to re-stimulate that. And your reading, the advice ends with the Queen of Pentacles. I also feel, subscribers, there are some of you who have gotten complacent with taking your relationship to the next level. You've moved really slow on that. Some of you here, it has to do with proposing to someone. Some of you potentially rejecting a proposal or rejecting a relationship. It can be in your position as well. Maybe there's a fear here of you moving into the next leadership position at work, or even letting it go for some of you. And the advice here is to take it seriously. Whatever this thing is that you've gotten complacent on, everything here says, basically the advice, my beautiful subscribers, to step up to the plate. Whatever this thing is that maybe you've sort of poo-pooed or kind of left behind a bit, you're being encouraged to bring it up to the level that it deserves. And this can be, for some of you, that complacency could simply be maybe labeling a relationship, or maybe bringing it to a different level of commitment. There's nothing here that talks about letting go of anything or releasing it, with the exception of the Ten of Swords, but that energy is a little bit different. That's about the potential pain that it may be causing someone else. There is more stability that you can actually be offering someone here, whether it is through your commitment in your finances, your time, the way you value something. In other words, dear subscriber, there is something in your life that deserves for you to put your whole ass on the line. Excuse me for the foul language, but that's what this is. There's something here that really is requiring you to put your all in. And if you do, with the Queen of Pentacles here and the King of Pentacles with these two pairs, it's going to work out just fine for you. And it'll have a trickle effect on everything else in your life. But this is an all or nothing energy. That's the bottom line. This, whatever you have going on, if it's a relationship that you're trying to decide, all or nothing. You need to make a decision. Especially for those of you who have been in relationships that are long-term, that a decision hasn't been made or the level of it hasn't been solidified. But remember, this can be anything. It can be love, it can be work, it can be with your children. But you are being encouraged here to infuse something different. Get out of that boredom, that complacency. Get to know the people that you've known for 30 years, 10 years, 5 years, 20 years. The people you think you know, your employees, your employers. Those of you who run businesses, do you really know the people who work for you? Like, do you ask them questions about who they are, what they love, what they need? That's what this is about. Okay, let's do something. Let's do like let's end this with the awakened soul. And let's just get some sense for what may be helpful for you for some self-care. Self-care for our subscribers here. If you feel, dear subscriber, that this situation has already gotten out of hand, I feel you can steer the ship. I feel you can get, if you want that, if that's what you want, just remember, go back. And I think this is, for some of you, this is confirmation, or this is the advice that you needed to hear. The solution is to go back. Go back to the ABCs of something, to getting to know someone, to relearning your craft. Seeing it with a beginner's mind, beginner's eyes. All right, what is the oracle here for our beautiful subscribers? 360 of you. I appreciate you all so very much. So the awakened soul is what we're going to pull from. And let's see. Gift. You got gift. Oh my gosh, look at this imagery. It's so beautiful. I hope you can see it. I still haven't figured out. I'm figuring out, you know, I'm a small channel, right? I'm figuring it all out. I'm figuring out lighting. I know the audio's wonky sometimes, and then just all of it. I'm figuring it all out. We'll get it going at some point. It'll all be perfect. Is it ever really perfect? No. All right. Gift is the name of your card. And it is, keywords are treasure, blessing, abundance, receiving, accepting. I'm going to read it, but it does kind of go back to what we're talking about, right? Like seeing the blessings that you have, not taking them for granted, being grateful, and helping them feel valued by taking interest in them. So whether it's your spouse, relationship, your children, your parents, with the King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles could be parents, your employer, your employees. Yeah. All right. Our awakened souls are seen in an exchange and a magical moment. The little girl is having her dream come true of meeting a real mermaid. She will carry the gift of magic, belief in the wondrous, and knowledge that dreams do come true with her for the rest of her life. Okay, so I sound really weird reading right now because I have contacts in and these are not working for me right now. So I literally, everything is so blurry right now. So please forgive me for that. The gift allows for a deep personal impact on the little girl who will champion the preservation of the screens. Oh my God, I can't see, y'all. I can't see. The oceans and the mermaid's home. It will also keep her connected to her inner child every time she adores it. Oh, so what I'm getting from this, subscribers, is like, so the mermaid is giving the little girl a gift, right? And because she experienced this magical moment with this mermaid, it's healing her somehow, right? Like it's allowing her to go on and adore this beautiful gift as she grows up, making her feel good about life in general, herself. It's a gift, right? It's gratitude, it's a gift. And I think you have the power here in the situation, beautiful subscribers, to make someone feel seen again. And I think that's what's happening here. I think, and again, this for some of you, this is your work. Our work is energy. It's like our work can feel when we've lost interest in it. Our soul can feel that. So if it's your work and you've lost interest in it, then it's going to gift you back what you give it, right? And the same way with this beautiful little card of the gift here, even though I can't read because everything looks blurry right now to me, it really goes back to the point here. Someone, something in your life needs you to see it as a gift again. Because at one point you did. At one point you saw this significant other as a gift. This job that you have, these employees, this employer, this craft, this knowledge, whatever it is that it is for you. At one point it was a gift and you saw it as a gift and you blessed it as a gift and you had gratitude and graciousness towards it as a gift. So remember what I said earlier, the clue to figuring out what this is for you, if you don't already know, is what has become so easy for you that you just kind of slide into it every day. That's how you can start figuring out what this may be for you if you don't already know. Okay, beautiful subscribers, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will continue doing these bonus readings just for you. I know hopefully with time the viewership and subscribership will grow, but I will still hold the same intention of holding the energy there just for those of you who have subscribed up to this point, 360 of you. And I hope I get to see you back here again soon with my other readings. Please comment, subscribe, share videos with your friends and family. And I greatly appreciate you. Have a beautiful rest of your month. Bye.